Michelle, Katie's been right there at the produce stand from the start. So how are you feeling as this whole journey comes to an end?
It's hard to sum up, honestly. I feel really grateful for every experience that, I've had throughout the, 8 years on the show, which is so crazy. I feel sad, obviously, sad that we're not going to be going back to Sudbury this summer. Last summer was the first summer that we didn't, and I definitely felt it. So I'm gonna miss it, obviously. But I feel really proud of the work we did, and we're all still really close, and I know that that's not going to change. So yeah, but definitely bittersweet.
Makes sense, yeah. And Dylan, you and Andrew have been such a highlight of the show as a duo there. So what's been your favorite part of working with him for all these seasons?
Just the unspoken chemistry. I don't know if chemistry is the right word for it, but like feeling that you have someone next to you who is gonna A, get where you're going with a joke, and B, support you through that journey of however crazy the scenes might get. Um, Andrew's one of my best close friends. He was a groomsman at my wedding. We've known each other since before Letterkenny. We played brothers in Mr. Hockey. And to find someone who has chemistry like that with you, we'd read a scene 5 or 10 times and run it 5 or 10 different ways, and then get to set and just feel which way worked. And um, to have trust in someone like that, especially a scene partner, super rare and super valuable. And I know he and I will work together more. We there's a lot of love there between Hersey and I.
It's awesome. And Michelle, Katie's story in this season is about, reevaluating where she's at and maybe even moving away. What did you think of this last arc for her?
Thought it was great and very relatable. I think obviously as you move through life and go into your adulthood, you're going to reassess your choices. You're going to reassess your environment, what you actually want, what you need. I think it was cool to see Katie exercise what her life might be like if she branches out a little bit, and then ultimately come back to knowing that she loves where she is, but she probably needs to go out and have some different experiences from time to time as well.
For sure. And Dylan, similarly, the hockey players realize how much they would miss Katie, and they kind of become one of the more earnest and touching parts of the last season. So, what was playing that angle like?
Yeah, it was fun, to sort of round Riley out a little bit. They've been jerks and jocks, and then they kind of became really, as the story alludes to, they had some serious concussions and brain injuries, and they became really, really silly. But then to come full circle and to show this vulnerability, and this, understanding that Katie's probably the best thing that they've had, and if they can hold on to her or at least show her what she means to them, that was a really cool evolution to play with Andrew, and I laughed out loud when I was watching the siesta scene. It looked like Riley had become a 5-year-old boy. He was so, everything was out on the table, awkward body language, and you compare that to, him and Jonesy standing there chirping the farmers, from like absolute gusto and bravado to like, as please, 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 I got it all laid out here for you. That was fun to sort of show that range, and I hope fans see what we're doing there, and yeah, it was really heartfelt. It was a fun moment.
Nice. And my last question, Michelle, looking back, do you have a favorite moment from across the whole show that you still think back on now that it's all done?
The moment that's kind of the most top of mind is from the final season of shooting. We all had a lake day at Jacob's house that he had rented in Sudbury. And it was just a beautiful summer day. We all celebrated together for like 10 hours on the water. And it was just really, yeah, it was a really beautiful, important day. Just kind of, and it really resonated in me that we are this family and we will continue to be, regardless of if the show stops or carries on in the future, which we have no idea what's going to happen, obviously. But I know that the connections we've made, they're unshakable. And that's means a lot.